Hi, I'm back. I'll be reading again from the Daily Auto Bible app, January January 3. Genesis chapters 8 to 11. Genesis chapter 8. Noah, starting over the problem with the planet God made, was not its geology, biology, or meteorology. The problem centered rather in a single species, Homosapiens, sin, spreading like a disease, had taken over human thought and action. As a result, God chose to blot out much of his creation and start all over again using Noah for this new beginning. Characteristically, Noah obeyed right away when God announced his plans. Noah walked with God, says Genesis chapter 6, verse 9. He worked hard building a gigantic seaworthy structure and storing up food for hundreds of animals. Repeatedly, the Bible says that Noah did everything just as God commanded him. Noah and his family spent more than a year confined in the ark. When they emerged at last to step out on muddy ground, their first action was to worship God. Impressed, God made a new covenant with Noah, promising never again to destroy the earth. He urged Noah and his family to be fruitful and multiply, just as he had urged Adam and Eve in the beginning. Did this new beginning work? The last we hear of Noah shows that sin had not been eliminated. Noah got drunk, shamed himself in front of his sons, and cursed one of his grandsons. Chapter 9, verses 20 to 24. Not even a flood could solve the problem of sin, for we lived on inside the best of people, even Noah. Life question: if you were given an assignment like Noah's, how would you respond? How would you respond? Chapter 8, verse 11, peace symbol. The dove with an olive branch stands as a symbol for peace, and the origin of that symbol traces back to this account of restored peace between God and his creation. The olive leaf carried by the dove told Noah that the lower elevations where olives grow were above water and had sprouted new life. New life. Genesis chapter 8. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark, and he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens have been closed, and the rain has stopped falling from the sky. The water receded steadily from the earth. At the end of the 150 days, the water had gone down, and on the 17th day of the seventh month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible. After 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the ark and sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the ark. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground, but the dove could find no place to set its feet because there was water over all the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in his beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again, but this time it did not return to him. For the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. For the 27th day Of the second month the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, "Come out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. Bring out every kind of a living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number upon it." So Noah came out, together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives, all the animals and all the creatures that move along the ground, and all the birds, everything that moves on the earth came out of the ark, one kind after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasant aroma and said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of man, even though every inclination of his heart is evil. From childhood and never again will I destroy all living creatures as I had done, as long as the earth endures. Seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. Will never cease. Genesis chapter 9, verse 4, reference for life. In the Garden of Eden, God had provided plants for humanity's food. Here, for the first time, he gave permission to add meat to their diet. Still, an animal was not to be eaten with its lifeblood still in it. Kosher dietary requirements kept by Orthodox Jews today deprive partially from this statement. Leviticus chapter 17 verses 10 to 14 gives more detail. The intent many commenters believe was to remind God's people to weapons life, including animal life. This passage makes clear, however, that human life has a special significance. Ironically, capital punishment deprives its legitimacy from this. Murderers who destroy human life actually attack the image of God. Therefore, God demands an accounting. Chapter 9, verse 12, the reason for rainbows. Throughout the Bible, God makes covenant agreements with the people he loves. This first recorded covenant was marked by an appropriate symbol, the rainbow, while later covenants applied specifically to the Israelites. This one extended and still extends to every living creature. God's covenant with Noah, Genesis chapter 9. Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, "Be fruitful, and increase in number, and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will fall upon all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds of the air, upon every creature that moves along the ground, and upon all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves will be food for you, just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. But you must not eat meat that has its lifeblood still in it. And for your lifeblood I will solely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal, and from each man too I will demand an accounting for the life of his fellow man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God has God made man. As for you, be fruitful, and increase in number, multiply on the earth, and increase upon it. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, I now establish my covenant with you, and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that was with you, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals, all those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature on earth. I establish my covenant with you. Never again will all life be cut off by the waters of a flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth. So God said to Noah, this is the sign of the covenant I have established between me and all life on earth. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark was Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the three sons of Noah. These were the three sons of Noah, and from them came the people who were scattered over the earth. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across the soldiers. Then they walked in backward and covered their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned the other way, so that they would not see their father's nakedness. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers." He also said, Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend the territory of Japheth. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be his slave. After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. Altogether, Noah lived 950 years, and then he died. The table of nations, Genesis chapter 10. This is the account of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's sons, who themselves had sons after the flood. The Japhethites, the sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Jvan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras, the sons of Gomer, Ash, Kenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah, the sons of Jvan, Elishah, Tarshishah, the Kittim, and the Rodanim. From these, the maritime peoples spread out into the territories by the clans within their nations, within their nations, each with its own language. The Hamites, the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan, the sons of Cush. Seba, Havir, Ilah, Sabtah, Raamah, and Sabteka, the sons of Raamah. Sheba, and Dedan. Cush was the father of Nimrod, who grew to be a mighty warrior on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. That is why it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The four centers of his kingdom were Babylon, Erechakkad, and Calneh, in Shi, and Ar. From that land he went to Assyria, where he built Eveh, Rehobothir, Calah, and Resen, which is between Neveh and Calah, that is the great city. the great city. Mizraim was the father of the Ludites, Anamits, Lehabits, Naphtuhites, Pathrusits, Casluhites, from whom the Philistines came, and Caphtorites. Canaan was the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and of the Hittes, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Arkits, Sinits, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hamathits. Later the Canaanite clans scattered, and the borders of Canaan reached from Sidon toward Gar as far as Gaza, and then toward Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, as far as Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, by their clans and languages, and their territories and nations. The Semites sons were also born to Shem, whose older brother was Japheth. Shem was the ancestor of all the sons of Eber, the sons of Shem, Elam, Asshur, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram, the sons of Aram, Uzi, Hul, Gther, and Meshach, Arphaxad was the father of Shelah, and Shelah, the father of Eber. Two sons were born to Eber. One was named Peleg, because in his time the earth was divided. His brother was named Joktan. Was the father of Almodad, Shelephaz, Hazar, Maveth, Jerah, Hadoram, Uziel, Diklah, Obal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were sons of Joktan. The region where they lived stretched from Sha toward Sephar, in the eastern hill country. These are the sons of Shem, by their clans and languages, and their territories and nations. These are the clans of Noah's sons, according to their lines of descent, within their nations. From these, the nations spread out over the earth after the flood. The Tower. Genesis chapter 11, verse 6. Human ambition. People are ambitious. They want to succeed. Genesis portrays humans so ambitious that they try to compete with rather than serve God. This was Adam and Eve's sin. Genesis chapter 3, verses 5 and verse 22. And a Babel. People were at it again in a citywide effort. God frustrated their plans by confusing their language. The Tower of Babel, Genesis chapter 11. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As men moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves and not be scattered over the face of the whole earth. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the men were building. The Lord said, If as one people speaking the same language, they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, so they will not understand each other. So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. From Shem to Abraham. This is the account of Shem. 2 years after the flood, when Shem was 100 years old, he became the father of Arphaxad. And after he became the father of Arphaxad, Shem lived 500 years and had other sons and daughters. When Arphaxad had lived 35 years, he became the father of Shlah, and after he became the father of Shlah, Arphaxad lived 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Shlah had lived 30 years, he became the father of Eber, and after he became the father of Eber, Shlah lived 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Eber had lived 34 years, he became the father of Peleg. He became the father of Peleg, and after he became the father of Peleg, Eber lived 430 years and had other sons and daughters. When Peleg had lived 30 years, he became the father of Reu, and after he became the father of Reu, Peleg lived 209 years and had other sons and daughters. When Reu had lived 32 years, he became the father of Serug, and after he became the father of Serug, Reu lived 207 years and had other sons and daughters. When Serug had lived 30 years, he became the father of Nahor, and after he became the father of Nahor, Serug lived 200 years and had other sons and daughters. When Nahor had lived 29 years, he became the father of Terah, and after he became the father of Terah, Nahor lived 119 years and had other sons and daughters. After Terah had lived 70 years, he became the father of Abraham, Nahor, and Haran. This is the account of Terah. Terah became the father of Abraham, Nahor, and Haran, and Haran became the father of Lot. While his father Terah was still alive, Haran died in Ur of the Chaldeans in the land of his birth. Abraham and Nahor both married. The name of Abraham, Prophet's wife, was Sarai, and the name of Nahor, Prophet's wife, was Milcah. She was the daughter of Haran, the father of both Milcah and Iscah. Now Sarai was barren; she had no children. Terah took his son Abraham, his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai. the wife of his son Abraham, and together they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. Terah lived 205 years, and he died in Haran. That's all for now. Bye. Whoops.